So, good evening, guys. Welcoming you all to the last day of this workshop. I hope I'm audible. Am I? Guys, you can respond in the chat if I'm audible or not. Good evening, guys. So, am I audible? People can respond in the chat. And today, I'll wait for a couple of minutes. And once everyone joins, we'll start with the session. Let me share my screen and I'll begin the session at 6:05. Before that, I need to know if you people have any doubt in the concepts which we have seen until now. If yes, you can put that in the comment section. If not, then we can proceed with what and all steps we want to see today. We want to see yesterday we have seen until what is an array, and we have seen the algorithms like bucket algorithm, right? So today I'll start with how to initialize an array and how to declare the array and how to traverse the array, and after which we'll be discussing what is strings and a simple problem along with the DSA algorithm, and we'll also be looking into the oops concepts. So yes, so I would like to begin the session. I want you people to work with me parallelly. Okay, so yes, there are many ways to create an array. Okay, so first thing is by using creating an array. First thing is by using the new keyword. For example, if you want to maintain or create an integer array, you will just give int the data type array, I mean square brackets, as it is a 1D array. 1D array means right, one dimensional array, and 2D array means you'll be having both rows and columns. So as it is 1D array, what you will tell is the data type. As it is an array, you will specify the square brackets with your array name is equal to new int of, you will be specifying what is the size of the array, and you just want to assign the values. So a array of 0 is equal to 10, array of 1 is equal to 20, array of 2 is equal to 30, array of 3 is equal to 40. And here you have declared your array, and here you have done the initialization. And if you want to traverse it, you just want to give for int I is equal to 0, I is less than arr dot length. So arr dot length will be fetching you the size of the array, how much you have initialized. Okay, so I just want to print the array element. System dot out dot println element at index I is ARR of I. So when I try to run this, yes. So in order to retrieve the elements which is present in an array, you are supposed to use a for loop. So this is the normal for loop which we will use. We are also having a concept like for each loop. Yes. So in the for each loop, what you'll be doing is you'll not be going with the yes. So for the for each loop, you'll not be going with the general normal for loop. What you will do is you will just be having an iterator. That iterator is going to represent the elements directly. So you'll be giving for int element in your array name system dot out dot println element. Okay. So here what you are giving this element is going to represent the elements which is present inside your array, and you will be telling for which array you want to iterate, and you'll be just printing the elements. So I mean, like, using for each loop, it is fine if you're not going to do any manipulations and all. Generally, like in this format, you won't be able to have a control on the array indexes. So if you want to have control on the array indexes and perform some operations, it is fine to go with. It is advisable to go with the normal loop. So if you want to assign the elements of the array without defining the size initially, then insert the curly braces. You'll be just giving your array elements. That's it. It can have any number of size, and when you use for each loop to traverse the elements, you'll be getting the elements right over here. So this is all about how to create an array. There are many problems which involves this array concept, and as I've already said, array is a linear data structure. So whenever you are taking the computative programming thing, first you have to start solving the questions based on array. Mukul, like, can you let me know how many people are watching the live right now? Because I don't know, like, where you are supposed to submit your tasks, but I'm not sure about that. You can ask the Octanet team regarding that. Okay, okay. Just a minute. Okay. Mukul, like, you can contact the team. And also we'll get a I mean, like, I'm not sure about this completion and all, so I was just instructed to handle the sessions, Mukul. Like, you can contact the team for that. Okay, so yes, so this is the way to Mukul, are you ready to concentrate the class? I mean, which is going to happen today, like, because only one is present, only you are present. Fine, right? Or else you can, like, you can also drop a mail. If you are having any doubts, you can drop a mail. This is my mail ID. Okay, you can drop a mail. Yes. Okay. So this is the way how you can initialize your arrays. Next thing what we are going to see is strings. So already we have solved this problem. So we'll be seeing on what is strings. So generally we have seen string is actually, like a data type where it will be, like, enclosed in a double quotes, where it will be having a sequence of characters, numbers, digits. I mean, digits, special characters, all those things, right? But here in Java, string is nothing but string is an object. Okay, so it is an object that represents the sequence of characters, and in Java, it is stored in a very special memory area which is called as the string constant pool. Yes, so this is the string constant pool. For example, initially you are creating a string s1 where you are giving the value of s1 as apple, and actually you are assigning it. So what happens is, an apple, for apple, memory space will be allocated, and the s1 variable will be pointing to that apple. So next, when you're going to create another string with s2 having the value mango, okay, like, you will be creating another value as mango, and you will be assigning the s2 to here. Okay, and one more thing. So when again you're creating in another string called s3, where you're again going to assign the word apple, it is not creating another instance, like, it is not creating another object, and not s3 is mapped to this. Okay, so it checks in the string constant pool whether any string variable has been created with the same data earlier or not. Yes, it has been created, right? So as it has been created, what happens is, it will it will point to the same reference. Okay, and when you check if s1 is equal to s2, no, they are not equal, because s1 is apple and the value which is present at s2 is mango. Whereas when you check another thing whether s1 is equal to s3, yes, both are same, because both are having the same content on that. So I mean, like, generally strings are immutable. which means you can't change the contents that is present in a string, so they are immutable. But when you are using the string builder or the string buffer classes, you can, edit, modify the contents that is present in a string. So what you have to do is, whenever you're creating a string builder class, so that time you will pass the string into your string builder class, and that time you will be able to manipulate it. And there are many methods that are present in the string builder class. For example, we are having the length method. That is quite common, like to check the size of the length. We are having something called as capacity. We are having the reverse method. We are having substring method. So like this we have various methods. Okay, so let me show you, an example for how to create a string and how to create a string object, I mean string builder object. So one more thing, there could be the lead code cases where, the function will be returning us like public static, for example string. A function is there, like let's say it is a method, a sample. Okay, so the thing over here is, whenever you are using the string builder object, you can modify the contents. But here in this method, the return type is string. So you can't, manipulate the contents that is present in a string builder class. So yes will be the updated string, right? You cannot return string as such, because string is different, string builder is different. Here the return type is only string, not string builder. So whenever you want to convert a string builder to a string, you have to use the dot to string method. Okay. Yes. So let me show you a demo on that. String sample is equal to, I'll yeah, welcome to the Java workshop. Sample. Yes. This is the way to create a simple string and print that. If you want to find its length, dot length. Yeah, it is 29. Okay, so it is going to calculate everything. So if you want to change it to the corresponding string builder, you can tell string builder. You can create an object. St is equal to new string builder of. You have to pass this string into this, because this string only you are converting it into a string builder object, right? Yes. So after converting it here, you have to actually, for example, I'll do the reverse. I'll string, and I'll print my st, the updated string builder. Here now I'll be getting the output. Okay, I'm getting the output because everything is being reversed, the entire thing is being reversed. And this is the pre-built function which I'm having when it comes to string builder. So if this is actually the type of this st variable is string builder, it will be in terms of object. But if I want to, change it to normal string, I want to use the normal method dot to string, and then if I'm printing, I'll be getting the same output, but the value will be in the string type. Okay, so this is all about this. But we want to have a check on string builder default methods. There are many methods like append, insert, delete caret, replace, reverse, everything you have. Okay, you can go and explore the various methods which is present in the string builder class. So here I am going to give you another challenge, which is you have to check whether a string is palindrome or not. So I just need the input from you guys. If you people know anything about what is a palindrome, have you heard this word palindrome? Have you heard this word palindrome, guys? If you people don't know what is palindrome, then I'll explain you what is a palindrome. So okay, so I'll assume that you people doesn't have any idea on what is a palindrome. Palindrome is so simple. So you have been given an input string. Okay. So for example, yes, I mean I'll be telling you how the input must be and what must be the output. Okay, and you are supposed to start coding, and I'll give you some 5 to 10 minutes to solve this problem, and you people can start solving and let me know the answer, I mean the code. Okay, so first thing is like if it is a palindrome, like I'll be giving you a string. You have to tell whether it's a palindrome or not. For example, if a string is racar, so when you reverse that, you are again getting RACAR, right? So if your original string is equal to the reversed string, then we'll be calling it as a palindrome. So in this case, it's my input string. Okay. So when you reverse that, you're going to get the same string. A A V A J, right? So that's why the corresponding output is a palindrome. So in my next case, so when you reverse this, what you'll be getting? The reverse string will be IHTREEK. So this reverse string is not equal to this original string. So you'll be printing it as it is not going to be a palindrome. Okay, so this is the definition of a palindrome. A palindrome is a string is palindrome when the original string is equal to its corresponding reverse string. So you start solving this problem, and you people take some 10 minutes of time to come up with the solution. One hint is we have already like seen a method in the string builder object, so you can make use of that as well. A simple example or a simple solution is also fine. So once you come up with that solution, I will discuss the optimal solution where it has like O of n and O of 1 complexity. Okay, so people, I need you to work on this question, and if you people have any doubts regarding the question, you can you let me know in the chat. We'll discuss. So at 6:38 or something like that, we'll again, sorry, not 6:38, 6:34 or 6:30, in that time we'll again discuss what is going to be the solution. So I hope you people have got the question. I want you people to solve it now parallelly, so that it enhances your, I mean like solving problem solving skills. So yeah, I hope you are clear with the question. You can solve, and if you are having any doubts, you can let me know in the chat. Yes, so I mean, I don't know like why today there is no response from your end, guys. So I couldn't see any solutions for the pandemic question. Okay, I'll discuss the solution as well as the optimized one. So first thing, what you can do is either you can take the original input, and as we have discussed in this case, you can go, you can like by using the string builder class you can reverse a string, and you can check whether the reverse string is equal to the input string or not. Okay, so next let me discuss you with the most optimized approach. One is two pointers. Okay, so two pointers means it is not going to be the pointer concept which we generally have it in if you people know C or C++, there we'll be making use of the concept called two pointers. I mean, sorry, not two pointers, like pointers. Pointers are used to for memory reference. Okay, so the pointer will help you in fetching the address of a particular variable, and if you want to manipulate it, if you want to do all those things, you can do that. Okay, so the memory definitions or memory related operations can be done with the help of pointers, but here pointers means it is nothing but it is only two variables. Okay, so let me tell you how it works. Two variables you'll be having. This is called as two pointers. Okay, so first pointer will be pointing towards here, which is left. Your pointer name is left, let's say. So I'll show you in this example. So let me have a string where my string is going to be racer, racar. Let it be. So let my string be. Okay, so what I'll be doing, let me mark the indexes out for you. So as I've said, I'll maintain two variables where which is the left, and I'll be assigning left to 0 because I want to map my left variable here, right? So here it is left, and the next one is right. The right pointer I'm going to assign it to the last element, so it will be str dot length -1. So I'll be assigning my right pointer over here. So what I'll do is I'll be checking if my character at my left and my right are same or not. If it is same, what I'll do is I'll increment my left pointer. So my left points over here, and I'll decrement my right pointer. So my right comes over here. Again, in the next check, I'll check whether my character which is present at my left is equal to the character which is present at my right. Yes, both are equal, right? It has a on left as well as on the right. So what I'll do is I'll just like again increment my left variable, and I'll decrement my right variable. So here it is, see, both are same, so yes. So when afterwards when I again increment my left pointer points over here, and my right points over here, because after decrement. But here the check is not needed, right? Because in the previous check itself I have already carried out checking whether the characters are equal at both these ends or not. So it is not required. So we must have a halting condition, like until which condition your this algorithm must work and this checking must work. It is while my left is less than right. So while this condition is true, it is enough. You're checking whether your characters present at left and right are same or not, because you're just something like you're dividing it into its half, and you're having a check on here as well as here. Again, similarly, you're having a check on these two elements. So here the time complexity will be O of n by 2, because you're not traversing the entire you're not traversing the entire string. You're just going to traverse only half of it, so it is not O of n, it is O of n by 2. And here you're not going to make use of any external space, I mean extra space. So here your space complexity will be O of 1. Okay, and this is the concept of two pointers. There are many problems, which involves these two pointer as a optimized solution. You can go check it out in the lead code. You're having a separate section for the two pointers. You can start solving the problems on it. So let me show you a demo. So for example, I have received the string. I want to check if this is a palindrome or not. So what I'll do is, as I've already said, I am going to initialize the two pointers. So one is my left and another one is right. So int left is equal to 0 and int right is equal to sample, or I'll name it as st. Okay, so st dot length minus 1. Okay, so I have actually pointed out my pointers left and right. So let me have a while loop over here. So I have set you the halting condition. So while my left is less than the right, so here only the two pointers algorithm start. So while my left is less than right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a check if my st dot caret right is not equal to st dot char at left. I'll just give, int, boolean. Here I'll assign a boolean. If it is a palindrome, it will be true. If it is not, then it is not true. I'll make flag is equal to false, because it is not going to be a palindrome. Because while I'm checking if my character that is present at my left and right are same, if both are not same as in any of the cases, obviously what it will be leading to, it will be leading to the output that the string is not going to be a palindrome. So that's why I'm going to maintain a boolean a flag where I am initially I'll be having the condition as true. So in the while loop, I'll be checking if this is not the case, if both are not equal. Directly what I'll do is, I will actually make my flag as false, because it is not a boolean, right? So as it is not boolean, what I'll be doing is just I'll be making it as false, and I'll be breaking the loop, because it is not needed. Further things are not required, right? Yes. So next thing, I'll again apply else. What is going to happen, like a left plus plus and right minus minus. Only when my character at left and right are not same, it is going to break by setting the palindrome flag as false. If it is not the case, the loop will run correctly. Okay. Yes. So what I'll be doing is, if if flag, if it is true, then I'll be printing it is a palindrome. Else I'll be printing it is not a palindrome. Yes. So I have given my input as welcome to the Java workshop, and when I try to run this, it is selling not a palindrome. Obviously, it is not a palindrome, because when we reverse it, it is not going to be the same as the input string. So when I give the input string as RACAR, it is telling that yes, it is going to be the palindrome. It is the two pointers approach by using which you can solve the palindrome questions. So you're having a separate section for two pointers where you're having around 219 sums. Okay, you can go and solve because most of the two pointers concept is the most optimal solution whenever you're trying to solve the problem. Okay, so yes, so I mean that this problem is very important. This is asked in many interviews. Like it looks like as a very tough problem, but easily you can solve it with the help of the two pointers approach. Container with the most water. So here they'll be giving you the x and y axis, and you want to actually find what is the maximum amount of water a container can store. Okay, so this is the thing. And yep, we are done with the two pointers and the strings and arrays concept also. So in the DSA, like if you want to get stronghold, you have to first solve all the DSA problems which is related to arrays and strings, because without arrays and strings there is not more DSA. So everything it involves either the input will be in this format or you have to manipulate by using these two data structures. So, and in Java, string is actually treated as an object. Yes, so this is all about arrays and strings and the concept of two pointers. If you people have any doubt, you can let me know in the chat, or else we'll further go and start a discussion on the OOPS concept. Yes, now we'll start with the oops. After starting with the oops, I'll be telling you how the flow will be, and why we are going with the oops, and what is a class and what is an object. And then, let's take a small 5 minute break at 7 p.m. and then we'll start again. Yes, so let's discuss about the OOPS concept. So the full form of OOPS is object oriented programming. Yes, so the main reason for going with oops is, as I've already conveyed in the first class. For example, in Java everything is constructed in the form of class and object. So for example, if you want to store the records of, say, of some thousand students, and thousand students, they might be different but they'll be having some properties with them in common, right? For sure they'll be having some properties in common. For example, 100 students can belong to same department, and every student's roll number will be different, but they'll be having a attribute roll number, and they'll be having a name, the class which they belong to, CGP and all. So in order to store the records of 1,000 students, instead of creating all the objects and functionalities every time, it is good to go with a blueprint. So you'll be writing a blueprint for an object where you'll be specifying all the attributes and the properties which the object possesses. And whenever you want to manipulate, or whenever you want to create a new record, or whenever you want to update the record, by with the help of object you will be making use of all the methods and the instance variables which is available in your class. Okay, and yes, so this is a good example of what is a class and object. First we'll understand what is a class and object, and then we'll proceed further. Already I have said class is nothing but it is the blueprint where where you'll be having the properties and the methods. Okay, and object is nothing but it is some real world entity. See here, car is a real world entity, right? Just a minute. So class is a blueprint of an object where it will be having different properties and methods. So when we take this example, car is an object. It is some real world entities which has some qualities. Okay. See, when you take any car in real world, if you take Audi or if you take BMW or if you take any, I mean, the brands can be different, the brand is different, but a car means it has four wheels. Of course the design and the style of designing that and all will be different, but the functionality of the car will be same only, right? So every car will be having four wheels, every car will be having a like a gear, every car will be having I mean like the windows, every car will be having a door. Okay, so and every car, irrespective of their brands, every car will be having having the methods, or we'll be able to move frontward, move backwards, I mean like reverse, we'll be able to turn left and right, right? So this is the same thing. So your the object has some common things. So for example, if you take a car, it will be having some color, it can be any color, but it has some color, some price, it has kilometer up to which it can cover, the model. Of course the model can be different, but every car has the same methods. We can start the car, it can move in a reverse direction, means it can move backwards, it can move in a frontward, forward, will be able to stop. So here I have created a blueprint. Now I want to define an instance so that it will tell that my car is going to be red in color, price is this, kilometer is this, model is going to be Audi. So this is the way how we'll be creating an instance. So this is the general blueprint. So I'll be creating an instance of my required type. So even if I want to create a car object with color blue, I can create, and the methods will be same because every car will be having that thing. So next thing is you have to know what is a constructor. Constructor is same as methods, because constructor is going to do something, okay, but constructors are different from methods. Methods usually have some return type. So whenever you are writing some method, it is going to have some return type, like whether your method is going to return an integer or a string value or a boolean value, or if it is not going to return anything, you'll be specifying it as void. But constructors will never return anything. Constructor is used only to perform some task, but it will never return anything for you. Okay, and one more thing, constructor name must be same as the class name, not method name, class name. For example, you are writing, a class student, okay. And one more thing, whenever you are creating a class, automatically a default constructor is created by Java itself, okay. But you can redefine the functionality of the default constructor. It is in your hands. That is, there is no restriction on that end. But whenever you are creating a class, obviously a constructor will be created, a default constructor will be created, okay. So yes, class student, and whenever you are creating an object, I'll be showing you in coding implementation as well, don't worry. Whenever we are creating an object, you'll be specifying the class name, okay, and like the object name. Only with the help of the new keyword, you'll be able to create the object new, again the student class name. I mean, this is not the class, it is actually the constructor. I'll show you the demo. And when it comes to constructor, we're having two types of constructor, default and the parameterized constructor. Okay, so let me show you a simple demo on these things. First, let's see until the class and the constructors, and then we'll take a break. Yes, let me create a new package. Let me add a class over here. Let the class be student or employee. Huh. So we have created a class employee.java. Now let me create instance variables. So let me give a string empid, because every employee has an ID, and string every employee has a name, and string department. So let us keep, like, I'm going to update the department who is belonging to some HR. So every person whomever I'm going to add the records, they belong to a common department like HR department. And another one is the float salary, EMP salary. Okay, so these are all my instance variables. So now I'll be defining the methods. So just I want, if I call void display, then it has to print me the EMP ID value plus the EMP name plus the EMP sal plus my department. Yes. So initially when I create this class, obviously a default method will be created. Sorry, a default constructor will be created by Java. Now either I can rewrite the definition of the default constructor, or I can define another constructor as well. So here I'm going to define a constructor. With the help of this constructor only, I'm going to do, I'm just going to assign the values for my instance variables. So as I've already said, my constructor name must be same as my class name. So employee, this is not a method, this is constructor employee. I'll be putting where I'll be passing string ID, string name, string float sal. Because as I've already said you that only I'm going to add the records of the employees who is belonging to the HR department. So let me give EMP ID is equal to ID, and EMP name is equal to name, and EMP sal is equal to sal. Yes, that's it. So so here what I'm doing, I'm actually initializing. Not I'm declaring the instance variables, and I'm creating a constructor where I'm going to pass in some parameters. These parameters are the parameters which is coming from my main method. So I'm going to assign the values, and I'm going to call the display method where it is going to display me all the details of the employee. So let me create a main class where I'll be creating a main method. And as I've already said that if you want to manipulate or access the methods and attributes which is present inside a class, you want to create an object. So let me create an object for my employee class. The syntax will be the class name. Employee is my class name. Okay, so emp1 is my object is equal to new employee of. You have to pass the emp id. Let's say emp or hr01. Let it be the id with the name as my name and the salary as something like yes. Okay. So I have specified the values. So this is actually called as constructor. Here it is not the method. So here it is class name, object name, new is the keyword. This is the constructor. Employee, I'm calling the class name. Along with this, I'm passing the parameters. As I'm passing the parameters inside the constructor, this constructor is called as parameterized constructor. If I'm not going to pass any parameters, it is obviously called as a default constructor. Okay. So when I call my display method, I'll be getting here. Yes, I'm getting the output as HR01, the value which I'm assigned from the main program, my name, salary, and the department. As I've given a default value, it is taking out from there. Okay, so let me, if I want to create another record, I'll just create another object, HR03, emp2 dot display. Yes. So like I can create like this. I can I can iterate like this. So I can even automate creating 1,000 records, and I can do in this way. This is the concept of class and objects, and these are all the constructor. For example, let me have a method over here like void parent, and this is going to print me something like hello all. Okay, so if I want to call this, I will be creating a default constructor. Emp is equal to new employee. So let it be the default constructor. Yes, let it be the default constructor and emp3 dot parent, because it doesn't need any input. So just it will print hello world. That's it. Okay. So just I have given you this example to show the difference between a parameterized and default constructor. Here you are giving some parameters inside your constructor. That is why it is called as parameterized constructor. Here you are not passing any parameters, so it is called as default constructor. Yes. Next thing is the usage of this and the super keyword. So if you are going with this keyword, then this refers to this current class. Whereas if you are going with super keyword, super refers to your parent class. For example, here I am passing in some parameters. Okay, I mean from my main method, and that parameters is taking this value. Okay, for example, let's see my instance variable name and the input which is coming from my main method, both are going to have the same variable name. Okay, so in that case, let's see what is going to happen. So let me have something like emp id, emp name, emp sal. So what I'm trying to convey is the variables which is coming from my main method from the user's input, and my instance variables is going to take the same value, is going to have the same variable name. So let's see what is going to happen when I'm going to assign it like this. Yes. So when I try to create objects and print, I'm getting null 0 comma 0. Even though I'm passing some values, I'm not getting any value assigned to my instance variables. Why? If my instance variable and my input variable is going to have the same variable name, then my program or my system doesn't know which is going to take which is representing the current class value and which is representing the input which is coming from a user. So to differentiate this, we'll be using the this keyword. So if I'm putting the this keyword in front of this variable, it tells that this empid variable, it is corresponding to the instance variable. This variable represents to this class. Okay, this dot emp name. So this emp name variable, it represents to this current class. So there won't be any confusion. So after making use of this, if I'm trying to run the code, let's see what happens, what output we are getting. Yes, we are getting the correct output. So this is the usage of this keyword. And if you are going to represent the parent class, we'll be making use of the super keyword as well. So this is the constructor and the concept of class and objects. So yes, before seeing inheritance concept, let's take a small break, or let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll come and continue. So I'll be telling you what inheritance is and how the polymorphism will work and the different abstraction and the encapsulation part, and then we'll wind it up. So at 7:12 we'll connect again. Let's take a short break, a 5-minute break. So take rest, I mean, like, in the sense, like, relax yourself. If you people have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat. After the break, I'll discuss you about how inheritance work, what do you mean by inheritance, and what do you mean by polymorphism. And we'll be seeing two types of polymorphism, which is compile time and runtime. And then I'll be discussing you about abstraction and encapsulation, and then we'll wind the session. Okay. So yes, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat. Yes. So next we'll discuss on the concept of inheritance. We'll see what inheritance is, and like the four pillars of hoops is, as you already know, inheritance is one among them. So people will question you on the concept of inheritance. So whenever you're preparing for the interview, okay, see to that you also prepare in this way. So whenever you're preparing the concepts related to the oops and all, you have to know the real time implementation. Means if you want to implement this concepts in real world, where and all, I mean the places where the oops concepts can be applied. So even have a research on those things, and then you start learning all those things. So inheritance. So whenever we take normally our human life itself, I'll be inheriting some properties from my parents. So generation wise, we'll be inheriting some properties, right? So it is the same place. So the class from which the inheritance is going to be happened, or the class from which another class is going to inherit some properties, it is called as the base class or the parent class. Okay, so the class which is actually going to go through the inheritance, like the class which is going to inherit the properties and the methods and the attributes, are called as derived class or child class. So here, instead of writing the different properties, different classes for dog and cat, what I'll be doing is I'll be writing a parent class, a super class, or base class, animal, because every animal it will be having some color. Every animal can make some sounds. Every animal can walk. Okay, so these are all the common things. But the animal, I mean, like category or the animal type will be different, but the animal will be having some common attributes, right? So what I'll be doing is I'll be writing an animal class which is going to be acting as a super class or a parent class. From that animal class, if any attributes or methods is going to be used in the dog class, I'll inherit the properties, and if anything is going to be used in the cat class, I'll use that as well. Okay, so for example, if you want to make use of a method which is present in one class to another class, instead of redefining or instead of rewriting the methods or rewriting the instance variables, you can actually inherit that. So you can make use of that attribute or the methods in your derived class as well. So there are many types of inheritance. One is like single inheritance, because B class will be inheriting from class A. So the methods and the attributes which is present in class A, you can also use it in class B as well. So next is going to be the multi-level. So class C will inherit class B, class B will in turn inherit class A. Okay, and next is hierarchical. Both the classes will be inheriting the same class. And next thing is multiple inheritance. One class is inheriting both the classes, but multiple inheritance is not supported in Java, but it can be supported with the help of the concept of interfaces. Okay, yes. So if I want to show you a demo of a single inheritance, what I'll be doing is, let me create yes, so let me create a class where my class, let it be some parent class. Okay, and I'm going to shift the instance variables to here. So here you are getting the error in your employee class. Why? Because these variables you haven't mentioned it. So if you want to make use of the variables which is present in parent class to your employee class, what you have to do is you have to apply inheritance. So the employee class must be made in such a way that it is going to inherit the parent class, so I can make use of the methods or the attributes. So see, if I'm going to give extends parent, extends is the keyword which is used for inheritance, is being raised. Why? Because here I have defined in one class, but as I have inherited my employee class from parent class, I can make use of the variables here as well. So when I try to run the program, it works fine. works completely fine. Okay, or else see, it is something like, if I want to, if I'm defining some method over here. Okay, so that method is accessible in my in this class also, in my employee class also. If I'm going to create an employee object, and if I'm going to class, if I'm going to call the parent class, will it work? It on Yeah, let's see. Will it work? It will work. It's working. Hello all, because you have defined the method parent, this parent. I mean, you have defined the method parent in your parent class only, but you have created an object for your employee class, and with the help of that itself you're able to access the parent class, because this is a child class. Employee is a child class and parent is a super class or base class or parent class. Okay, so all the methods and instance variable available over here can also be accessed from this employee class. So this is something known as inheritance. Okay, so the concept of inheritance can be used in multiple real world scenarios as well. So go through all the types of inheritance and get more idea on that. So next thing is the polymorphism. Polymorphism is so simple. So let's take poly means multiple. Okay, like let's take a scenario where a human being is there. According to the places and situation, a human being can take various roles, right? So for example, if a person is there, when he comes to the home, he takes the role of a father. When he goes, when he travels in a train, he takes the role of a passenger. So let's say he is working at some college. So when he is in the college environment, he is going to take the role of a professor. So whenever he is going to any supermarket or anything, he is going to take the role of a customer or customers. So the same person is same, but according to the situation, according to the scenarios, according to the environment, user is going to take multiple roles. So that is something which is called as polymorphism. So the method name will be same or the method will be same, but according to the different cases and different scenarios, your method is going to work in that way. I'll be showing you a demo. In this case, this is same. Okay, but this module, it can be imposed in any type of vehicles. Okay. Yes. So whenever you are taking the polymorphism, there are two types of polymorphism. One is compile time and runtime. So compile time polymorphism is also known as method overloading, and runtime it is also known as method overriding. So now we'll discuss what is method overloading and what is method overriding. So first, initially, if you're going to perform method overloading, it is nothing, like it is so simple, as like that. The method name will be same, but there will be difference in number of parameters. For example, if you are going to have a method add, but inside this you are passing only two parameters. Again, you are going to have the method have add, but it is having three parameters. This is method overloading. For example, your method is same, but the number of parameters, there is a difference in the number of parameters, right? So here you're passing only two, but here you're passing only three. So this is here the differences in accordance with number of parameters which is being passed. But method is same, and the method definition is also going to be the same. Okay, if three parameters are passed, then this particular method is going to give you the sum. If two parameters are passed, automatically without any definitions or without anything, this add method is going to take its role, it is going to compute and it is going to give you the some value. Okay, this is first case. In the next case, let's say you are having a method add a comma b. Again, you're going to have another method add a comma b. But here, I mean, the number of parameters is same, but the data type of the parameters is different. For example, here you take both the a and b corresponds to an integer data type, but here you take one a belongs to integer type and b belongs to float. So here in this case, the number of parameters is same. For both the add parameters count is 2, but the data type of the parameter is different, because of which it is also going to be coming under method overloading. So when it is method overriding, so as the name suggests, you are going to override the functionality of a method. Means in the parent class, you would have defined a method like display. Let's say display method is there. You would have defined the method, the functionality of the method. For example, when the function is being called, what you are supposed to do when you are going to, when you're going to redefine the functionality of the display method in your child class, that is something called as method overriding. Means you're going to override the definition of your method, that is called as method overriding. In your parent class, you would have given a functionality. Okay, so in the parent class you would have given a functionality and you would have defined in such a way, but in the child class you are again going to redefine things. So this is called as method overriding. So I think you people are clear. If you people are having any doubts, you can post it in the chat, so that now we'll be seeing the coding implementation. Yes, so I'll tell you the coding implementation for that. First we'll see for method overloading. So let me create a method void addition. Let me pass three parameters. Sum of three integers is a plus b plus c. Yes. Again, I'm going to define another method void addition. Well, let me pass only two parameters int a and int b, and I'm going to have the same two integers is a plus b. Now again, let me have another method where my first parameter is going to be an integer value and the next is going to be a float value. Value of one integer and one float is a plus b. Okay, So here let's see, I have defined the method addition, where for the first addition method I'm passing two parameters, and for the second addition I'm going to sorry, for the first addition I'm going to pass three parameters, and for the second addition I'm passing two parameters, everything of integer type, and for the third addition I'm going to pass the same two parameters, but one is int and one is float. Now in my main method, let me create an object, and if it is going to be a static class, it is not required to create the object. You can directly call the methods and you can use it. Employee emp is equal to new employee of, yes. Now let me call emp dot addition. I mean addition. I'll be passing some 2 comma 4.5 float, right? 2.5 f. As it is float, I want to give 4.5 f, and emp dot addition some three numbers, 3 comma 4 comma 5. Then emp dot addition some 6 comma 7. Okay, yes. So let me run this. Let's see what happens. In this case, see, when I'm calling the addition method and when I'm passing one integer and one float variable, this addition method is correctly taking the role of the addition and it is giving me the computed sum. And see here, sum of one integer and one float is 6.5. So when this addition is called after passing the three integer variables, this corresponding method is taking into action. When I pass two integer variables, this corresponding addition is correctly taking the role. So this is called as method overloading. Okay, so there could be chances where there could be the difference in the number of parameters, or there could be the difference in the number of, like in the data type. Okay, so this is all about the method overloading. And for Tafat, let's discuss about method overriding. So here I have defined a void method in the parent class, okay, where I have defined the functionality. This is not functionality because as it is an example, I have given a very simple print statement. So in the hello world, it's parent class. Okay, so in my parent class, whenever I'm going to create the method, I have given the println statement as hello all. It's parent class. Yes. Now I'm going to redefine the parent method over here. Void parent. I'm going to write here it's child class. Okay, I'm going to override my parent method. So when I'm going to call my parent method, I'll be getting hello all, it's child class. It is normal because I have created the object only for my employee class, and when I'm going to call the corresponding parent method, child class is coming. But let's see what if I'm going to call, create an object for my parent class, and I'm going to use the child class in my constructor. In this case, also I'm getting hello all is child class. So here only the method overriding is taking place. So I have defined a method, a parent method functionality in my parent class. Same parent method, when I'm going to redefine it in my child class, it gets redefined. So here it is, as it is a simple use case, we have just given a simple println statement. In normal, production level code and all, they'll be redefining the whole functionality. So guys, are you clear until this? I hope you're clear until this. So let me pause for a minute and ask. Are you clear? Like, if you people have any doubts, you can ask me. And after this, it's abstraction. Okay. I'll be telling you the like for implementing the abstraction, you will be making use of the concepts called interface and the abstract methods over here. Abstraction is, for example, let me tell you a real world scenario. For example, if I want to wish my friend on his birthday, or if I want to make a call, what I'll do? I'll take my mobile, I'll just dial his number, I'll make a call, I'll make a wish. It's going to be a call. Once again. So if it's a So if I'm going to make a birthday wish via WhatsApp, what I'll do? Just I'll take my phone, I'll take my WhatsApp, I'll go through his profile, I'll just type a message, happy birthday, and that's it. I'll click the send button. So see, so I'm a user of the WhatsApp. In order to wish my friend, it's fine for me to just know about the functionality of where you have to go, where you have to type the message, and where you have to send. That's enough for me, right? Not the whole backend process, which is enough, which is needed. Means if you are going to create an application for a customer, you have to reveal the things only which is really required for the customer. So the customer must be able to use the app. The functionality they must be able to use, but they don't need the entire backend logic how it's going to work. For example, if I'm going to wish my friend on his birthday via call or WhatsApp, I just need the application, WhatsApp application. I just need to know the knowledge of how to use the app. That's enough for me. I don't need the logic for how it is getting correctly with my friend, how it is mapping with his mobile, how the signals are going. That is not required. So whenever you are, creating an application, only the thing which is required for the customer must be available to him or her. Only the functionality must be available, not the entire backend. So hiding the sensitive information is actually called a subtraction, and will be able to achieve it with the help of interface and abstract methods and classes. Next thing is encapsulation. So as you know, capsules, like in medication, or we will be using capsule. So, for example, see this as a variable and a method. So encapsulation is nothing but the data along with the methods. It will be getting, completely binded together as a single unit, and then you will be working on the system. So it is something like it will be tightly coupled. Okay, so it is actually done so that your data is not exposed. Okay, so in order to maintain this only, the concept of encapsulation is used. So if you people have any doubts regarding this, you can let me know in the chat. So we'll have a small quiz, what is method overloading and method overriding. If you people could answer, it will be so great. I'll wait for a couple of minutes so you can answer this question. Yes. So okay, so as we have already seen, method overloading and method overriding is nothing but method overloading. Overloading is also called as compile time polymorphism, where you can have the method with same name but different definitions. Like you people will like can have various functionalities. Like according to that particular use cases, the action of the function will be happening. It is completely depending on the inputs only. And the next thing is method overriding. Method overriding is nothing but you're going to redefine the methods which you have specified in your parent class. Okay, so yes, that's it about all the things which we have discussed until now. So next thing here is, if you people have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat, or else we'll wind up the session. So I just want to show you one simple example of how you will be, how you can, how you people will be making use of the oops concepts. Okay, and how you'll be making use of these things to create an application. I'll be showing you a simple demo where I have actually developed the IRCTC ticket booking system. So we'll be giving something like this: choose anyone, either to book ticket or cancel, or to display the confirmed list or the RAC list or the waiting list. So here I would have defined some set of berth, like like six berth is the availability, and if every six berth is being occupied, then only the user will be moving on to the RAC list. Okay, and RAC also, I think I'm having some set of buffer. After which, if the RAC's seats are filled, then I'll be going with the waiting list. So let me show you a simple demo. Okay, yes, one book ticket, enter name. I'll give my name, enter age, and birth preference upper. Okay, so booking is confirmed. My ticket ID is one. So again, I'm going to book another ticket. Uh, birth preference you. And if I want to display the confirm list, I'll be giving my option 3. So along with the passenger ticket ID with their details, the list will be displayed. And like this, I can also be giving RAC. So as I don't have any RAC users here, so I mean passengers here, I'm not getting anything. So like this, you can design an application, and you can go and search. There are many resources. So here in this example, what I have done is, like, I have, this is my main method where I'm going to have different cases. And yeah, I'm having a passengers.java class where I'll be having all the details which is required for the passengers in all the getter setter methods over here. Okay, and for ticket booking functionality, I have written another class where I'm making use of array list. So the collections which we have, so confirm list. So see, birth limit I have given, RAC limit, and the waiting list limit and all I have given. So if yes, I have defined all the things along with the confirm list, upper list, middle class, lower class, all those things. Then I have created a queue because I want to queue the passengers who are in my RAC and the waiting list, right? So and I have applied different conditions. And yes, so if they want to cancel means, then also they'll be able to cancel. And once the cancellation is being done, my queue must be moved. For example, if some confirmed passenger is canceling his ticket, then from RAC, the first person in the queue must be shifted to the confirmed confirmed ticket. And the first person in the waiting list must be moved on to the RS list. So it must be going there. Right? It is something like the IRCTC system. So just to show you a simple demonstration only, I have done that. So if you people have any doubts, you can ask me in the chat, or else we'll wind up. So yes, thank you for attending this entire workshop. So if you people have any doubts, you can reach me. Like, I have given my mail ID as well. So yes. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap up these. So, thank you, guys. Thank you all.